Hi, everybody. It's Lynn. We're here today. I'm working on a necklace and I'm kind of doing a design on the fly kind of thing. But yesterday I was at Michael's and I saw these beautiful bamboo coral barrel beads. And I thought they were so pretty. They're such a pretty color of red. So I'm going to try something a little different. I'm doing some big wrapped loops and I'm using really large loops for these. And that's going to become part of the design, an element of the design. But anyway, I want to show you what I did here. This is 20 gauge wire. It's parawire in gold. And I have some bead caps here. I pulled out some other beads, some rondelles, some squares, these gold rondelles. These came in a bargain bead box some time ago. Got some fire polish beads, more rondelles. So we're just going to start putting this together and see what happens. But first I wanted to show you how I'm doing these big loops, what I'm doing here. I've cut my wires are at 5 inches because it takes a lot of wire to do those big loops. So you do them just like any other wrap loop except for the pliers you use. Now I'm using my 6-step pliers, and what I'm doing is I'm using the next to the largest bail. That's this one right here. Okay, so I'm gonna put my wire on the pliers just like that. Bring this up and over and take it to the back. Okay, then we're just gonna do some wraps. Straighten it up a little bit and wrap. And this 20 gauge wire it's hard to wrap it when you get down to small spaces, but use your pliers if you need to and just hold on to it like so and turn it. And that keeps wrapping. You can see that. Pull that little wire on around. Now, you see how small I was able to get that tail? It's tiny. So we'll cut that off and make sure there's no scratchy places. So we tuck our wire. Kind of straighten him up a little bit. Okay. Now I need one more like this and one more like this. So let's start out with the one with the gold. So you put on one of those rondelles. I put on a bead cap, a coral bead, another bead cap, and another one of these rondelles. Okay. Now come down and take a pair of pliers. Leave yourself just a teeny amount of room. Okay, and kink that wire. And take your pliers again, and we're just going to do another wrapped loop. Up and over. Take him to the back. And wrap. Sometimes you can do it with your fingers better than pliers. Sometimes you can't. Just do whatever works for you. Now on these, you want to get these fairly tight together so the beads don't slide around and not look nice. Tuck that little tail. Okay, and we need to do one more. Okay, up and over. Take it to the back. Okay. Wrap him. Cut off our excess. Make sure there's nothing sharp there. If your wires get loose, grab them like that and just squeeze that a little and it'll tighten them right up. Okay, now we need one with the red cube. So cube bead, bead cap, coral bead. Oh, that one's drilled off center. That's better. Bead cap and cube. Okay. Let's wrap him. It's hard to get these pliers in there, but it's just what you got to do. Okay, wrap him till you get him down tight. Okay. Cut off our excess. Tuck our tail in. Okay. All right, now we're going to start assembling, and this is where I'm going to kind of have to do it on the fly a little bit because I'm not totally sure what we're going to do. But I pulled out some jump rings that I've had for a long time. I got these at Fire Mountain a long time ago, but they do still have them. These are 8mm jump rings that are twisted. So what I want to do is use these to add a little bit more texture and interest to our piece, I hope. I'm going to open him up. I'm going to put this big ring on and close. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to put one of these on here also. Okay, there we go. We're starting. Take another jump ring. It's really hard to find the opening on these jump rings like this. Put him here and grab another link. This time I'm using one with the red cube. Close him up. Grab another jump ring. Well, that might be it. I'm not sure. Yep. Okay. Go here and put on another link, this time with the gold. Okay. Grab another jump ring. These jump rings are so well put together. I can't believe it. Okay, grab red. Okay. We got one more to put on. All right. And here's the start of our necklace. that's all we're going to do with that. So let me clean up my board a little bit. We'll be using these jump rings again, but for now I'm just going to get them out of the way. Okay, now what I thought we would do, let me just hold this up to myself to see. Okay, now we're going to attach beading wire to this. So I've got my gold beading wire here, and I'm going to go off frame and hold it up and see how long I need it. So give me just a second. Okay, guys. Now, like I said, we're just going to put this right onto the necklace. Grab a crimp tube. I'm not going to use a wire guardian here because I want this to be kind of subtle. I don't want it to stand out. I mean, you know, where I connect the wire to this part. All right, guys, I'm going to go off camera now and string some beads on this, and I'll be back and show you how to finish it up, okay? So I'll be back in a few. Hey, guys, I'm back. Okay, I have strung the beads onto the beading wire that I want to use. And it's just the same beads in a repeating pattern up, well, down this side. And then I've taken one of the barrel beads and just done a simple or a wrapped loop with it. So we're going to put that on the end. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on a crimp tube. Well, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is cut some of the wire off. It's crazy long. There we go. Okay, so we put on a crimp tube. Put our bead on and go back down through our crimp tube. Ooh. See what I did? I cut it too short, but I think I can get it. I'm not going to be able to go through any beads on this one, you guys, because the holes on those cubes are really small. Okay. Now here we just want to make sure that we don't have any big gaps in our beading wire. Get this pulled down nice and tight. Okay, our beads have room to move, and I think we can put a crimp cover on that and it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp, squeeze, turn, and squeeze to close our crimp down. Okay. Cut off our excess wire. Now I had a few beads left over, so I made this little tassel and hung it off of our big ring here. And what I did was I have a total of 10 beads here. And I put 2 on each jump ring and just kind of made my own chain, if you can see that. Okay, I'll go back and put a crimp cover on that, but our lariat necklace is done, you guys. And what you'll do is you'll just drop this down through the circle, and there you have it. A pretty lariat. very asymmetrical. The nice thing about a lariat is you can make it as long or as short on you as you want to. So they're really cool for that. And like I said, I rarely use red for anything, so this was just kind of interesting. But those coral beads just called out to me, or the bamboo coral. I just think they're so pretty. Also, I wanted to tell you these rings I got at Michael's as well. They come in a package with three different sizes, and you get several of each size. So I picked those up in gold and silver because they had both. So, you know, we love our beadbox bargains and all of our online shops that we can find things that are unique. But don't totally rule out your local bead stores, even the big box stores like Joann's and Michael's, because they do carry some beads that are very, very pretty. So, if you're in a store, browse around, they do have some cool stuff. All right, you guys. Well, I have a bridal show this weekend and I've got to get ready for it. So it's going to be 2 or 3 days before I am able to put up another video. And I'll miss you guys. Okay, well, have a great rest of your day and I'll see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.